Okay, I saw your email today and I had responded to you just now, a few minutes ago.
Yeah. So yeah, 11 o'clock here wasn't. I think it's the gap between Sydney and Adelaide all the time.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
bit of-
you're in Adelaide, is it?
Yeah, I
Oh,
am.
okay. Where are you located, Kiran?
Melbourne.
In Melbourne. Okay. We'll start off without wasting time. This is a little bit about CECA. This is a free class provided by CECA along with the other services that we offer. So we have all kinds of migration services, and this is a part of the free PTE IELTS and NATI coaching. So if you or your friends are looking at any of these classes, please feel free to refer to them or refer them to us or attend. So we'll do PTE reading and writing just like you wanted. So these are these are a few practice websites that are around. So make a note of them and use them, please, if you haven't already. So the first two websites are really useful for your reading, especially Real PTE and APUNE.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me at all? Both of you, are you able to hear me or no?
Maybe
You're able
some
to.
network issues. Hello?
Hi, you can't hear
Yeah,
me at all?
only few words.
Am I breaking?
No, I can't.
Oh, but I think Fabian is okay.
I'm
Could
good.
be, yeah, could be a network issue at your end,
It
Kiran.
could be network issues here.
Okay. So,
I can only hear just 1, 2 words. Otherwise, no, nothing.
do you want to log out and then come in again? Maybe I'll just chat.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can hear. I don't know.
Do you think logging off and joining in again would help?
Okay, just give me a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So let's start off with writing first. I'll just start off with writing and then we go to reading today. So PTE writing. PTE writing is for a total of about 60 to 70 minutes. That's your entire writing time. About 60 to 70 minutes is your total writing time, or 70 to 80 minutes. And writing has only two question types. So there are only two question types in your total writing. You're able to see my screen, aren't you? Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the total writing time. And there are only two question types in your writing: summarize written text and write an essay. So these are your questions that is there in your writing module. And writing is not as much as a headache as compared to other modules, or writing is not as important as compared to other modules. So if you're looking at other English tests, maybe like the IELTS, you might see that writing is a very important module and you will need to keep practicing how to write an essay. But in PTE, since you're dealing with artificial intelligence, this is the least of your worries. So please don't spend a lot of time for your practicing your writing. So this is more of memorizing your template and using it to write your essay and your summary rather than using your language skills. So there is something called partial credit here. Well, I'll tell you what happens here. So summarize written text. You're given a text or you're given a passage, a reading passage is given to you, and you are required to write a summary of the reading passage. So a passage is displayed on your screen. It might be a 1-paragraph passage or 2 paragraphs. It might be ranging from 1 paragraph to about 7-8 paragraphs. So you have to write a summary of the given reading passage, and this summary is supposed to be just 1 sentence long. So you have to summarize the entire text in 1 sentence. What does that mean? There is only 1 full stop in the end. And you're given 10 points per summary, and you get points for reading as well as writing. So when you write your summary, you're being marked or you're being checked for your grammar, for vocabulary, content, and form. So the strategy that we will be dealing with today is going to give you points for grammar, for vocabulary, for content, and for form. So the strategy that we are dealing with today is going to help you get the total points, okay, the entire points. Your job is to just use it perfectly. And this is a very easy question type, very easy to get your, I'm sorry, I said 10 points, but this is actually 7 points per question. So it's very easy for you to get your 7 points.
So the 7 points are directly transferred to the reading if I get 7 points for this one?
Yes.
The full one? Okay.
No, not 7 to reading. You might be
Ah,
getting four to reading, but
alright.
definitely 7 to writing. So we see how we get our maximum points from here. So our job is to use our strategy as perfectly as possible so that we don't lose any of these points. And it's a very easy question type. The second question type for your writing is called an essay. So writing an essay, each essay is for about 15 points. So you're writing an essay, each essay carries 15 points. You will be given 1 or 2 essay questions in your test, 1 to 2. You get points only towards your writing. So out of the 15 points that you get, about 11 to 12 points is given to your enabling skills. It's not directly given to your writing, but it's given to your written discourse, to your vocabulary, to your spellings, and all those enabling skills. So if you know, your PTE scorecard is divided into 2, right? Kiran, have you seen a PTE scorecard?
No.
If you give me a minute, maybe I'll show you a PTE scorecard. I'm just finding an opportunity to show off, but I'll show you. Just give me a minute. I think I'm just taking this opportunity to show off my scores, but it'll also help you to see my okay. But this will also help you to place a trust in the strategy because it's the same strategy that I used for my test, okay? So your Pte scorecard is divided into 2 parts. This is called the communicative skills, listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And this is called enabling skills. So you have grammar, fluency, pronunciation, spelling, vocabulary, written discourse. When you need your band 8 or your 79 plus, this is where you need it. You don't care about this. Nobody is caring about this, but this is where you need it. This is where you need 8H or 7H or 6H. But in your writing, out of 15, 12 points or 11 points is given to written discourse, to vocabulary, to spelling. And only about 3 points is directly transferred to your writing. Okay, I think that's enough showing off. Now, so for your writing, what questions give you points? That's how you'll have to look at. So your job is to write in such a way that you get your maximum 3 to 4 points towards your writing, and also understand how to get your maximum writing points, how to get your 90 in writing. So these are the questions that is going to give you maximum writing points. So when you are focusing on your writing module, instead of just doing writing and writing and writing, this is how you get your writing. You get your writing firstly from write from dictation, which is from your listening. So write from dictation from your listening, the one over here where you can see my cursor, that's giving you a lot of points towards your writing. So you get about 50 plus points, 40 to 50 points, or even more than 50. Suppose there are 4 sentences and each sentence carries about 10 to 12 words. You get 12 into 4, about 48, 40 to 48 points at least. That's a minimum towards your writing just from this question type. So this is your first contributor to writing. And the next contributor towards your writing is this question type, drop down fill in the blanks, or your reading and writing fill in the blanks. So this question type can give you a minimum at least 30 to 35 points. It can only increase from here. It can give you anywhere from 30 to 45 points towards your writing. So this is how you get your writing. Write from dictation, reading and writing fill in the blanks, or drop down fill in the blanks. Then your next contributor is fill in the blanks listening. Your listening fill in the blanks, where you listen and you type in answers. That also gives you points towards listening. So that can give you anywhere from 12 to 15 points at least. That's a minimum, okay? 12 to 15 points towards writing. And then you get your writing points from summarized spoken text. You get about 5 points, I think, from summarized spoken text. And finally, your writing questions. So maybe I'll just bring up my Word document and type it in the order that you have to prioritize it. Just give me a minute.
So fill in the blanks is the
Yeah.
most important one.
The most important one is your write from dictation.
Write from dictation.
Yeah. So first priority is write from dictation. So write from dictation is your biggest priority. This is coming from your listening module. You get this from listening. The second priority is fill in the blanks. Reading and writing. These are also called drop down fill in the blanks. These come from reading module. The next question type is fill in the blanks from your listening. So these questions are your biggest contributor. So your write from dictation will have about you'll have about 3 to 4 questions. If each sentence is about at least 10 words long, it can easily give you anywhere from 40 to 40 plus points. At least this is a minimum, okay? 40 points towards writing. And this question type can give you a minimum of 6 into 5, 6 5s are 30 at least. This is a minimum, okay? So when I tell 30, this is a minimum 30 points. It can only increase from here, okay? And this question type, 5 into 3, at least 15 points. Because these questions transfer equal points. So this is your first priority. This is how you get your writing points, your biggest priority. Are these questions, okay? Then comes your second priority, which is your summarize spoken text, which is from your listening, which is section 1 of your listening, where you have to write a summary of the audio that you're listening to using the template. So this can give you anywhere from 5 to 6 points. towards your writing per question, that is. I think it can give you, 5 to 6 points towards your writing. And then comes your writing questions. Okay, so this is how you get your writing points. So do not make the mistake of practicing writing after writing, because that is not going to help you get your writing points. So for you to get your 8, for you to get your 19 writing, this is how you get it. This is how you have to work on your writing. Okay. So these questions, which I've told you as the biggest priority, the 3 questions, they are important towards your entire PTE scores as well. So these are important for your reading and listening, and also for your writing. Now, coming back to the PowerPoint. We'll go to summarize written text. This is the easiest question of all PTE. So throughout your PTE test, this is the easiest of all. So your task here is to write a summary of a reading passage that's given to you. A text is given to you, it's displayed on your screen. You're given 10 minutes. And your job is to write a summary of the given passage. The summary is supposed to be just 1 sentence long. And this sentence has to be somewhere between 50 to 75 words. So your PTE requires you to write anywhere from 5 to 75 words, but ideally, if you're aiming at 7+, then nothing less than 50, please. So even though PTE requires you to write only from 5 to 75, but ideally, let it not be less than 50. If you ask me, at least 60 plus words are a good it's a good word limit, okay? So this is how you're being marked for. Your content, which means how much of the content is used, gives you a maximum of 2 points. You get maximum of 2 points if your summary is as close as it is, or if it contains good features of your reading passage, you get a maximum of 2. You will be getting this if you just follow what I'm trying to tell you, okay? Your job is to get complete points here. This is an easy one. The next one, for your form or for your word limit, if it is written in 1 sentence, that means there is no full stop in between. Please remember that. If there is a full stop before you reach your 75, or somewhere, if there is more than 1 full stop in your text, you get 0. You don't get anything. Okay. Then for grammar, you're supposed to get 2 points. Don't worry if your grammar is weak. Don't even think about it. Okay. We will get it. And 2 points if it has grammar problems with grammar structure, but don't worry about it. And vocabulary, don't worry about it. So your job here is to just avoid spelling errors, okay? Avoid spelling errors like the plague. The rest of it, it's okay, we can get through. Now, you'll be getting a passage similar to this. This is a screenshot.
Sorry,
Yes,
sorry
yes,
to interrupt.
go on.
Can you move back? I didn't get the full stop thing.
Okay, so because you're writing a summary in 1 sentence, right? So if
Yeah.
your summary has a full stop, more
Mm-hmm.
other than the full stop in the end, if it's got an additional full stop in between,
Uh-huh.
so that's
So it
that's 2 sentences.
okay.
So it has to be exactly 1 sentence long. So there
Oh,
shouldn't be any other full stop other than the one in the end of your sentence, end of your summary.
okay.
Okay. So this is how your question is going to be. So this is a screen grab from your PTE mock test or Pearson mock test. So Pearson offers a mock test, which I recommend for you guys maybe about 10 days before your actual test or 15 days before your actual test. So you get it in a combo pack of 2 or 3. So please buy these it's just a suggestion. You can take it or leave it. It's between you and Pearson. You're paying me or anything, but buy it so that this is as close as you can. So you will know if you should be spending that $375 now, or should you prepare a little more. So this is from Pearson Mock Test. So this is how your question might look like. Even though the mock test shows such a big reading passage, usually for your test, it's going to be a very small passage. It could be just one paragraph. It could be just this much. Okay, it could be a tiny passage like this with just one para. And you'll have to write a summary of the entire thing. Or you might have a big one, but doesn't matter. So what is your strategy here? Please pay attention. Your step number one, or the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to steal or borrow 3 sentences from the given passage exactly as it is. So don't worry about paraphrasing. Don't worry about putting your own words. Don't worry about anything. So from the given passage, exactly as it is, steal 3 sentences. Is that clear? So maybe steal one from the top portion. So you divide this text into 3 parts. So because you need to write a summary of the entire text, you steal a sentence from the top, a sentence from the middle, and a sentence from the end. That's all. It's your job. Borrow 3 sentences from the given passage and you combine them using conjunctions, simple and complex connectors. Any doubts so far?
It's clear, right?
All good? Okay, I'll explain that further. Kiran, are you good with this? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your job. Read the passage for 1 minute, steal 3 sentences. While you steal the sentences, let me write it down so that it's easy for you to understand. I'm sorry. While you steal the sentences, so your strategy for summarize written text is steal step 1,
Regarding the sentences, they
yeah,
should be
yes, I'll come to that.
related or
No, it doesn't need to be related, given passage. So steal it from the top, middle, and bottom, okay? And while stealing the sentences, don't steal sentences with, sentences that are examples. So if you say, for example, and see a sentence, don't take that. Then don't steal sentences that are questions. And don't steal sentences that are part of a parenthesis or that are inside parenthesis, or that's fancy name for brackets, right? Brackets or quotes, nothing inside quotes as well. Okay, so if someone is quoting something and there is this, it's a sentence, someone is quoting something, don't steal it. Clear? See that you steal independent sentences. So try and don't steal sentences that are examples, that are questions, that are inside brackets or quotes. This is your step 1. Okay. Your step 2 is to connect these sentences using conjunctions, or when I'll say simple and complex connectors. So for your simple connectors, they are just your usual conjunctions, which are and, or, but. Choose one of these, okay? And your complex connectors are fancy, simple connectors. Think of office emails, more of however, furthermore. Okay, use these, that's all. So step 2, so what is the template or how to connect these? What's the template? How to connect it? So this is the template. Okay, don't doubt the system. Okay, it looks really simple, really simple, too good to be true, but it works fine. Don't worry. Everything doesn't need to be complicated. So this is the template. Your first stolen sentence. So your sentence 1 that you stole from the top, and then you put a comma after. Okay, so please pay attention even to the punctuations, and then you put your simple connector. Okay, and then you put space after. So after a comma, there is a space throughout your PTE, throughout your writing. There is a space after every comma, after every full stop, always in your writing. Okay, wherever you write, there is a space after every comma, after every full stop. And then you put your simple connector, which is your and or a but. Then you put your space, you put your sentence 2. This is your second sentence. And then you put a comma after as soon as you finish. And then there is a space after. And then you put your complex connector, which could be it's over here, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just view it as one page. Please give me a minute. Okay. Which is your however, moreover, furthermore, and all that. You put a comma after. Okay, and then space after. And then you put your third sentence. And you end it with a full stop. Okay, so this is your template. Okay, so please stick to this, all right? Is there anything you don't understand here? Anything you would like to ask me? So yeah, go on. So there is no comma after simple connector. Okay, there is only comma before. So there is comma before and after complex connector. So wherever you write, whenever you write, there's never ever a comma after and or but or in your writing. Any doubts? All good? Okay, now I really want you guys to pay attention. Give me a minute. Okay, we'll go back to the PowerPoint. So we've gone through the strategy. Now we have a question like this. Can you guys try and write a summary for this? So I'll time you maybe for, oh, okay. Another important thing is, you're able to see my screen. Are you able to see my screen or no?
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay. So there's one thing that you should understand. In your exam, there is a option to copy and paste. So there is copy and paste. While you're taking your sentences, I suggest please don't copy paste it, type it in, because there is a chance that your keystrokes could be recorded. And if you just do copy and paste, that shows you're not typing anything much. Okay, so you'll have to type at least about 50, 60 words, right? So if you just use copy and paste, your keystrokes might be recorded. So you're not taking a chance, type it in, okay? All right, can you guys try and take about 5 minutes or so and try and write a summary like we discussed using the template that we have. Can you write a summary 1 sentence long? I'll time you for about 5 minutes. You can put your summary in the chat after you finish. So are you ready? Let me know when you're ready and I'll start the timer. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and your time starts now.
I have only 49 words. I think it's not enough.
Not enough. So maybe you directly typed it into the chat, did you?
No, I just use a word.
Word. Okay. So don't worry. I'll just show you. So this is your work. Yeah, this is about. So that's the first thing to check, right? 49 words. You'll have to go at least as close as you can to 75.
Yeah.
So what happens if your sentence is too small or the sentences that you choose is too small? Don't worry. Take the sentence next to it, remove the full stop, combine 2 sentences together and make it one happy family.
Yeah.
If your sentence is too big and you feel you're running, you're going overboard with your word limit, you can't go more than 75 as well. That also will reduce your points by, you'll get 0 for your form. So if your sentence is too big, then you take part of the sentence which is behaving like a sensible sentence. You don't have to write the entire sentence. If the sentence is too small, combine 2 sentences together. Remove the full stop, remove the capitalization, and then combine them together as if they're one sentence. Okay, let me look at this. Catechin is a protective agent found in the Australian gardens. See, off the record, I would like to tell you what.
Yeah.
So catechin is a protective agent found in the Australian gardens that grow tea. This is your first connector. This is your comma. And black tea and oolong tea are considered to be less effective for treatment because of their degrees of oxidization. This is your second sentence. You put a comma. This is your second connector. You have to put a comma after as well.
Ah,
Um,
yeah, okay.
Then prostate cancer in men can be slowed down with a daily dose of green tea. Okay, this is good enough. There's no problem with this. Okay, so this is just an example of what I've done. Okay, so it could be like this. Currently, it appears quite possible that 2 most dreaded diseases can be treated or prevented with use of something found in tea leaves. So this is my passage, and this could be my example. So if I were to do this, this could be my example. Currently, it appears quite possible treated. So this is my first connector.
So like the part cardiovascular disease and cancer, we should take it out because it's
The
like
hyphen?
between, yeah.
The hyphen doesn't matter. It's just
Okay.
punctuation. So you put it
Hyphens
over
is
your,
the right.
yeah, hyphens are okay. So it doesn't matter. So this is one way to get it done. So this is how you do it. So not a word less than 60 if you're looking at 8. If you're looking at 7, not a word less than 50. And not a word more than 75. Okay, between 50 and 75 words. What about your listening? Do you remember what's your word limit for your summarized spoken text?
70 maybe?
It's
No.
the same thing.
Yeah, the same.
50 and 70. So there the maximum is 70, and here for writing it's 75 and for listening it's 70. So to just stay on the safe side, pretend both of it to have only 70 as the word limit so that you don't cross over for both.
Yeah. All right.
So for your essay, the next question type is your essay. This is easy, right? Do you need to do another one? Do you want to do another one or are you okay with this?
Yeah,
If
why
you want to
not?
do another one, maybe we can do it from the real PTE. If not, we can just move on to essay. Do you wish to do another one?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. So just for you to do another one, give me a minute while I pull out my real PTE. Okay.
During the test, you can't see the number of words you are writing, actually.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Yes. So while you type, you'll be able to see the number of words. That's a good thing, actually. Okay. Have you made a profile here?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Say for your writing, this is your first question type, summarize written text. So once you're familiar with the template, I suggest you just practice it every alternate days. You don't need to actually practice it every single day. Okay. So you could get a passage which is as small as this, just so much, and you could get one with this. You could get and you could get a passage as small as this, with quotes and questions and all that. Okay.
Is it really worth to read everything when it's like a big one? Because okay.
So if you were to do this, can you try and do this? I'll give you the control to my system. Can you try and maybe do it right on the screen down below?
So where I can write my notes or?
Well, there's no time. No place to write here. Maybe you can try for another one. Okay. What about? Gosh.
Or I can just write and copy paste in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. So I'll just give you the small one. It's a bit of a challenge, right? Okay. So here's your question. So I'll give you about 5 minutes. You won't need it, but I'll give you at least 5 minutes, time you in, and I'll expect you to put in your answer. This is your answer. Cadigan, not this. A writer named Sarah wrote a book that triggered a dispute between two kinds of commentators.
I almost feel like rewriting everything I just saw on the
so you should practice. Yeah. So then, and the book mainly talks about women's position in the middle class, including a few aspects such as finance, employment, marriage. And then although the idea did not go well, was still commemorated as a women's movement. So I suggest, I understand that you actually read through the passage trying to understand the meaning in the passage and used your connectors appropriately. I understand. So you read through your passage, you tried to understand the meaning, and you used appropriate connectors like that, I think. So let me see your word limit. So this is about 52 words, which is okay, just more than 50. A writer named Sarah, and the books mainly talks about. Okay, I think it's still okay. It's pretty done, well done.
Actually, the last sentence, I just used the same connector like the text. Is it all right?
That's okay.
Yeah.
So you mean
that was pretty makes sense, you know?
Yes, it does. So it's okay. There's no problem at all. So that's one benefit because your answers are checked by artificial intelligence. That's a big benefit for us.
Yeah.
So this is your second question type in your writing, which is called write essay. So you'll have one or two of these questions. Each question is for 15 points. You're given 20 minutes per question. More often than not, you'll be having 2 essays. Okay, it's one essay many times, but But very, very, very frequently people have 2 essays. So don't be worried if you have 2 essays, and you will not know you have the second essay until you finish writing the first one. So write everything on time, okay? So you're strictly given 20 minutes per question. So even if you finish the first essay in 10 minutes, you will not have 30 minutes for the next one. So every essay carries 20 minutes. And this there's no rollover of time, 15 points for each. This is how your question is going to look like. Just like in any other English proficiency tests, you will be having 4 to 5 types of essays. You will have yes or no kind of an essay, an advantage, disadvantage kind of an essay, causes and effects kind of an essay, opinion-based essay, a discussion-based essays, problems and solutions kind of an essay. So you'll have 4 or 5 kinds of essays. But because we are attempting PTE, doesn't matter what our essay is or what type of question we're having, we simply stick to one template that we know, okay? So this could be one of your essay templates. So I have 2 or 3 which I have picked from different sources. This was the one that I used in my test. You could feel free to use this, or you could use this one. I picked it from the internet, and or this one. This also is picked from the internet. Okay, so you could use one of these 3. This is one of my favorite template. If you have any of the templates that you know already or you're using currently, feel free to use it, doesn't matter. Okay, or if you want to use this, feel free to use it. You can take a picture if you want to. If you want to take a screen grab a picture of this, please do so.
Yeah, I think I had a template, but I forgot. It's been a while for me.
Okay, so if you could memorize this template, it's easy. You just need to memorize it once. So this template itself has about 190 plus words. So you're only adding in a few to reach your form, which is between 200 to 300 words. That's your essay's word limit, between 200 and 300 words. This essay has about 4 paragraphs. So if you look at the first paragraph, one of the most unmistakable, obvious trends of today's world is the significant upsurge in you take keywords from the topic. You put in keywords from the topic.
Sorry, what is it? Upsurge?
Upsurge means a rise, a big rise,
okay.
a rise in something, something, and something. So these are 3 keywords or key ideas from the topic. There is a widespread worry that this will only lead to a myriad of concerns in the society. In my opinion, you put in the topic name just as it is given. I mean, not just as it is given. So, for example, let me show you.
So I can pick words from the
yes
the main subject, the main topic. Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
So you need not paraphrase anything or nothing like that. You just can pick in words. So let me show you. Okay. So if this is your essay template, I mean essay topic, maybe it's an opinion-based essay. So imagine this is your essay. Can you see my screen? No, I'm not sharing anything. Okay. This is your template, and if this is your topic, this is your topic, maybe I put it in red. Some people think the purpose of education is to prepare the future workforce and make good members of society. Others think the purpose of education should lead to self-fulfillment. What is your opinion? So this is an opinion-based essay. It doesn't matter what kind of an essay you get, just tweak the topic to fit into this template. You don't have to actually answer everything that's needed in your template, okay? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So you would write, for example, like this. So what are your keywords here? So think to yourself, what is my keywords here? It's all about education, right? So my keywords, purpose of education, education, prepare workforce, good members of society, so this is borrowed from the topic itself, and then self-fulfillment.
I think I got this topic from my PTE.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I remember. I totally forgot what I wrote, but I remember now.
The topic, okay.
Yeah.
So you'd write in your keywords. What else is for education? Maybe you would write schools, schools or
Studying.
colleges, yes. Studying, books, bookworms, and educated, uneducated, and all that. Highly educated, high achievers, or uneducated, and all that. So what you write is you write one positive point or two positives about the topic, positive sentences. So first, we read, try to understand what they're talking about. Some people think the purpose of education is to prepare the workforce. So purpose of education to prepare the workforce and make good members of society. Others think the purpose of education should lead to self-fulfillment. What is your opinion? So we look at the positives of education. Doesn't matter what it is. So what is good about being educated? Positive, it's important. Education is important so that people or graduates or students, graduating students can find employment quickly. So this is one reason why education is important. Second thing is it makes an individual understand the ways of the world. Then what's negative about education? Students are burdened with burdened, yeah,
Constraints.
yeah, burden, yes, stressed, and then because of pressure to score high marks, okay, and then burden with education loans or with hefty education loans which they need to pay off, you know, for years together. Several years. Okay, you spend your first 4-5 minutes doing this, taking in keywords.
So like 2 positive and 2 negative points is enough.
That's all is enough. Okay. Now what you do here is use these points that you've taken into your template. One of the most unmistakable, obvious trends of today's world is the significant upsurge in, we'll write, education for employment and education for self-fulfillment. So you're putting in your topic, the keywords from the topic. There is a widespread worry this will only lead to a myriad of concerns in the society. In my opinion, you put in your topic sentence again, your keywords again. Same thing. Has, so subject verb agreement. So because education is your subject. Give me a minute. Then has more positive impacts or a negative impacts. It depends on you. If you've got a lot of positive points, then you put in positive points. If you've got a lot of negative points, then you put in negative points, okay? Has a lot of positive impacts than negatives in the society. Or in this case, you can write both, doesn't matter, because you've got equal number of points and both of it's 10. So you don't need to change it. Has more negative impacts than positive in the society. Now, if you say negative impacts has more negative, then the critics in the next paragraph will say the opposite, will point out the good things or will point out the positive things. If you say the topic has more positives than negatives, then the critic here will point out the negatives and you will again point out your positives, okay? So the other way around. So here you said that the topic has more negative impacts than positives in the society. So you will be talking, or your point of view is that it has negative impacts. So this is your point of view, that it's negative, it's bad. So the critic is always going to speak against your point of view or opposite to your point of view. So he would say one of the most significant benefits or advantages, okay? So one of the most significant benefits of the topic name is, and you look at your positives here. Preparing workforce, okay, is, you put in here, sorry, is the, put in your positive points. So one of the most significant benefits of education for employment and education for self-fulfillment is education is important for individuals or for guaranteeing individuals employment quickly. So you just tweak it a little bit. Ensuring employment opportunities for graduating individuals. Is this clear? Quick, maybe, or faster, or quicker employment opportunities for graduating individuals. This is your positive point. Then you can use the same thing for your example. For example, students, or unlike in the past, now have more employment opportunities, or as they are eligible for jobs or something, or they
Can you
are
just repeat regarding the critics? So the critics, they are against the employment, is it?
Yeah. So no, critic
Yeah,
is
I'm confused.
for education. So here you will decide whether you want to say it has more positive effects or negative effects in the society. So stick to negative effects unless and until it's absolutely necessary. So this critic is, because you said that this topic has more negative impacts, that the topic is more negative, the critic is telling about the good things. He's showing you the other side. Okay. So he's showing you the good side of education, why education is important. So he's telling that one of the significant benefits. It's important for ensuring quicker employment opportunities for the graduating individuals. For example, students, unlike in the past, now have more employment opportunities as they are qualified or as they are well qualified or something like that. Okay. Now, in paragraph number 3, you're going to talk about your point of view or your stance. Your stance is that this topic is bad or it has negative impacts. So you're going to talk negative things about this topic. So far, are we clear? Okay. On the other hand, there are a number of arguments in favor of my stance. One of the most preponderant ones is that, put in the topic name, it has some negative consequences for the community in various ways. So you'll have to put 2 points here, firstly, secondly. So what's your first negative points? Firstly, students are burdened and stressed because of pressure to score high points or high marks. So that's your first point. So firstly, why it is bad? You would say students are burdened and stressed because of pressure to score high marks. Is this clear? Then you would say, according to Times Magazine, this is a fictitious magazine, 2017, the proportion of, you put in the same point over here in this paragraph, same idea. The proportion of burdened or stressed students, you put in the proportion of stressed students has increased from 10% to 20% today. So you can write your own number, it doesn't matter.
But this information is true, like the Time
No,
magazine.
no,
It's
no.
just
Yeah, it's just
random, and
yeah,
that's
made up.
working actually.
Yeah, it's made up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you secondly, and you put your second negative point. So what's bad about it? Secondly, students are burdened with
Yeah,
hefty
loans.
education loans. Sorry. So secondly, you would put a large portion of the students are burdened with education loans, which they need to pay off for several years. Is this clear? Any doubts? Then, lastly, in my opinion, the government of Australia is taking a great initiative in educating this someone, as always a group of people. It could be students, young people, society, anybody. Students here, anybody that you like, doesn't matter. On the impact of whatever is your topic name, or whatever is the topic name that you've made from the given topic, on the impact of, sorry, this is your topic. Then students are being encouraged to spend a significant portion of their time in always stick to this place, learning about the impacts of the topic in order to compensate for a lack of information. So they're always learning about the impact of the topic in order to compensate for a lack of information. So take a screen grab, especially of the last paragraph. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Or maybe I can just reduce the font size and try and put them in the same page.
Yeah.
Can you see it all?
Not all, but
Or maybe I can reduce it further.
yeah, or just maybe unzoom your
Oh, okay, I can zoom it out, right?
Yes.
Okay, is it better? Yeah, it is. Let me know once you're done.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
I don't think you need my help to write an essay. So as long as you are clear about what you're doing, I don't think you will actually need my help. So do you want to try and not write an entire essay? It's going to take you a bit long. Maybe try and come up with positives and negatives, or do you think you're okay with it? Okay, so
Because just to the subject was we need to give the opinion between education for self-fulfillment and education for employment, everything.
yeah,
So all the time we need to choose one all the time. The one we are more
familiar with, you're more good at, yeah. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to answer the question itself. Just need to write an essay.
So all the time the critics are the first,
Yeah,
like the negative, the
yeah.
opposite point of what we think is good or not. And
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So why don't you try and maybe get a positive, negative point for another topic? Okay. So I'll just pull out the real PTE screen. Okay. So these are two versions or three versions of the same question. So it says V1, V2, V3. These are the three versions in which your this question has appeared in your exam. So maybe we can choose anyone. Okay, what about this? This is a very common topic. It's bound to appear. I'll time you for 5 minutes. Is that okay? Will that be enough? Okay, so keywords and positives and negatives. No.
Screen?
I think yes. So I'll stop sharing mine and enable you to share it. Oh, I'll stop sharing mine. So how do I let you share it? Okay, now you can. Okay, so this is your keywords. A travel, negative impact, positive on life. Keywords for air travel could be destinations, ease of travel, destination speed, safety, then tourism, could be all that. The reason why I'm asking you to put in your keywords is you could use all that in your sentences, okay? So that's why I tell you to do the keywords. You could put air travel, destination, speed of travel, visit friends and family, holidays, tourism, expensive, cheaper, tickets, modes of travel, COVID-19, cramped seats. So cramped seats, what else? Jet lag, lack of control in air, fear of flying, affordable, unaffordable, and all those things. You could use all of these for your essay. So positive, reaching a destination a quicker way than other ways of transportation. So this could be modes of transportation. Doesn't matter anyway. You're just writing for 3 points. I'm just nitpicking. Then another positive is reduce congestion on roads, as many cities are very dense. So imagine then flying to work because of traffic. It's considered as the safest way of transportation compared to cars or trains.
Yeah, that's what
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Oh, really?
Which doesn't look really, because, and I say to the negative points, when there is a crash, it's very dramatic
Yeah.
for planes, but
Yeah.
I heard it's considered the safest.
Safest. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know where, but someone told me.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, it's good to know.
So every time I fly, well, not now recently, but every time I used to fly back to my home country to see my family. So if there is a turbulence, then I imagine the West.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
Kerosene used as I said, kerosene. You know the spelling is wrong, right? Maybe you weren't
Yeah,
right. Is used as a fuel supply. So is it kerosene? I think it's gasoline, right? Used as a fuel supply is extremely polluting. So this could be fuel, or the fuel used for the plane is extremely polluting and harmful for the environment. Very well done. When accidents occur, the consequences are extremely traumatic, impact on the ecosystem, bird migration, yes. So harmful for the environment or health or human health, health of living creatures or anything, something like that. Okay, I think it's a job well done. You know your stuff, so nothing to worry. So, all right.
This subject is pretty easy, but I know some subjects can be really
Yes,
complicated, and it's
yeah,
tricky to
Re-
really.
right. Yes, it is. So maybe you can find such topics when you're practicing or just going through. So how to practice the essay is what I suggest is go through each topic in real PT or anything. Just go through the topic and then in your head, just do positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, so that you get used to it. So you don't have to keep writing essay after essay. Okay, so let's do a bit of reading. The time now is, what's the time? 12:35. Let's do a bit of reading, like you wanted. So I think we've shared all the question types. I won't go back to the types of questions. Do you want me to share all that, the PowerPoint, or do you want to directly start practicing?
For reading, you mean? Or,
Yeah, for reading.
I don't really remember the question for reading,
Okay,
to
all
be
right.
honest. It's been a while.
Okay. So reading. Reading
So
is for, yeah, go on.
that's the third part of the test, reading before listening, is it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that's the third module or the third test. That's your reading test. And there are 5 different types of question, and each of this is for about 32 to 41 minutes, 5 types of questions. So the difference between your reading and other modules is you'll have to manage your own time here. And there is no time allotted for each question type. You're just given a heap of tasks, a chunk of time, and you're just supposed to complete those questions in the given chunk of time. So of these 5 questions, there are 2 questions which you should not actually pay a lot of attention to. They are your multiple choice questions. So your multiple choice, multiple answers, multiple choice, single answers are not very important for you, so don't care about them. But of course, your reading and writing fill in the blanks is very important. Your reading fill in the blanks, both your fill in the blanks are important for your reading, both these types of fill in the blanks. So you have 2 types of fill in the blanks. You have reading and writing fill in the blanks. Reading fill in the blanks. Both of these are quite important for your reading. And your next priority is your reorder paragraph. When you do your reading and writing fill in the blanks, remember that it transfers equal points, or every blank transfers a point to reading and a point to writing as well. All good?
Okay.
Any doubts?
Yeah, the points, sorry, I didn't hear the points. The transfer,
Okay,
which
the first
was...
question tab that you can see, the reading and writing fill in the blanks, it gives you points to writing as well. So this can transfer. Yeah. So it can transfer anywhere from 35 plus points to writing.
Okay.
So where else do you get your reading points from? So sometimes it's not easy for us to get our 8 from reading alone. So where else do we get our reading points from? First priority, your reading points also come from read aloud question, which is your speaking. So this question can give you 30 to 34 points towards your reading. Am I clear to you? Okay. Your writing, you know, the summarized written text that we just saw gives you about 46 points towards reading. And then these two questions from your listening, highlight correct summary, where you select the option C, and then highlight incorrect words, where you click on the incorrect words and highlight them. These also give you about 10-15 points towards your reading. So this is how you get your reading points. You get it from your reading questions. You also get a big chunk from your speaking, which is your read aloud. This is very important for your reading. Okay, like highlight it. It's very important for your reading, and then comes from writing as well as highlighting correct words. All good? Any doubts? Okay. So your multiple choice questions, you have a reading passage that is given to you, and you have a question asked based on this passage. So we're looking at multiple choice single answer. That means there is only one correct answer. Every time you choose the right answer, you get a point, 1 point towards reading. So you have a reading passage that is given to you, and there's a question asked based on this passage, and you're given options. So usually for your multiple choices, the answer is either found in the first sentence or the last sentence of any paragraph. So while you're skimming through, try and focus on the first and last sentences of each paragraph. Skim through the text, try to get your answer. So you can give yourself maybe less than a minute maybe, or a minute and a minute, that's all. A minute for each of these questions. So don't spend more than a minute for any of these questions because they're not quite important and you already have a hack for these. If you can't arrive at your answer, in a minute, then the third option, okay?
Some text can be really long. I mean,
yes.
I just saw the second one.
Yes. So skim through the text. So how do you attempt this question? Well, there is a strategy. It's just like any other IELTS multiple choice question. So you read through the question statement first. That's your step one. Read your question statement first. One present indicator of climate change in Australia is, now look at your keywords. Present indicator, climate change. Those are your keywords and one of the given. So present, what could be your synonym? Maybe current indicator could be current signs or current signal or current something like that. Or then today's in signs or the last days in current era, modern times or something like that. Climate change could be weather difference, changes in weather, changes in temperature or something like that. So you find out your synonyms because your answer could be expressed like that in your passage. Now, read your options. Environmental activists, gas emissions, carbon dioxide, and drought. Now go looking for your keywords anywhere. Skim through the passage while skimming. Pay extra attention. Skimming means running your eyes through the passage just to get a gist of it. So you're running your eyes just to get the big picture. While you're running your eyes, try and focus on the first sentence and the last sentence of every passage because most of the times your answer would be found there. Okay, so we skim through. So we found climate upset, but nothing to do here. So we go again. We found one of it, drought. Okay, so climate change is here and drought. So drought is the answer. So if we can't get it in a minute, then don't worry about it, okay? There's no negative marking for this question type. The next type of question is called multiple choice, multiple answer. Here, there's more than one correct answer. Every time you choose the right answer, you get a point to reading. But this question contains negative marking. So unless you're very sure that the answer that you're choosing is right, do not choose it. Any doubts? So it's the same thing, the same strategy. According to the text, which of the following statements can be concluded about the primary classes in Turks and Caicos Islands. So multi-grade classes are mainly found in smaller schools. Go looking for it. Is it true or not? Or is it there or not? If it's there, then tick it. Then go looking for it. Is it there, here or not? Then if it's there, then tick it, like that. But please don't take a risk for this question type because it has negative marking. So the answer is going to be C, especially for this question type, the third option, especially for your multiple choice, multiple answer. Okay. Any doubts?
Yeah, if I don't know, I just check the number of the third one, and I
Yes.
have most likely possible.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Yes. And this has negative marking, so you should be really, really, really careful.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your strategy for your multiple choice. Read your question statement, identify your keywords, think of synonyms, scan through the text to identify where your keyword could be located, and read the surrounding portion to determine the answer. So this is just like your any other IELTS question. You can take a screen grab if you like. Any doubts?
That's good.
So there's negative marking for this question type. So you have to be very, very careful. Now we go on to our important questions. We have 3 questions that are important. All the 3, out of the 3, your fill in the blanks are your biggest priority, whereas your reorder paragraph is not a big priority among your important questions. Reorder paragraph. So I think I've given you a description earlier, but do you remember that? You're given on your screen, on your left-hand side, you're given sentences from a passage which is in the wrong order on your left-hand side. Your job is to arrange them, drag it, and put it in the right-hand side in the right order. That's your job. What is your marking criteria, or how are you being marked? So this is how your question is going to look like. On your left-hand side, you're given sentences like this, and you'll have to drag it and put them in the right order. Before we proceed, for your reading, there are no shortcuts or hacks. So it's only with multiple choices that our hacks stop. For reading, we really need to use our reading skills. So that's why we try and take as much as we can from our read aloud and other questions towards our reading. So I won't say this is a strategy, but I would call it an approach. So this is one approach to these questions. So approach number 1 is to skim through all the sentences in your question, try and identify what your topic sentence would be. So how does the paragraph start, or what sentence could be the beginning of that paragraph? So the topic sentence is usually independent of any question, and it answers its own question. It won't start with a pronoun, won't start with a conjunction as such. So it answers its own question. Second approach, you're marked for the number of pairs that you make. So if this is your question, if this is how you've paired it, can you say number 3 and 2? They're considered to be one pair. So you marked for the number of pairs that you make, not the right answer itself. So if you're looking at band 8, your job is to make at least one correct pair. Even if I place 1 on top, even if I place number 1 on top, and if I place 4 after, I'm positioning it wrongly. But I'll still get a point because I'm only marked for the pairs that I make.
Okay. So it could be wrong, but the pair is good, so I get the point.
1 point for every pair.
Okay.
So your aim is, when you come out of your examination hall, you should be able to make at least 1 correct pair. The amount of time you can spend for this question is 2 minutes. Okay, so this is how these are the approaches. Approach number 1, skim through the sentences, try and identify what is your topic sentence. Approach 2, because your main aim is to make the number of pairs or make as many pairs as you can in the given 2 minutes, or use your first approach is to find a sentence that begins with a pronoun, maybe he or she or it. Then you go looking for its noun and then you pair them up together. So I'll just show you maybe with an example. So your first approach, reading, reorder paragraph. Maybe I'll choose a sentence, topic which is easy for me to explain, easy for you to understand. So these are sentences from a passage which is given to you in the wrong order. It's given to you in the wrong order, and you're supposed to arrange it in the right order. That's your job. So first approach is to read through the passage and try and understand what your topic sentence is. So when you read through this passage, which sentence, can you skim through the passage and try and identify what could be your topic sentence?
The second one, vegetarians do not eat meat.
Yes,
Fish
okay.
and diets.
So this is your first approach. You skim through, try to identify your topic sentence. Now, to make pairs, find out a pronoun and try go looking for this noun. So can you see this diet? This is a demonstrative pronoun. This, that, which. All these are demonstrative pronouns. This diet is referring to this vegetarian diet. Okay? So you put them together. So you find a pronoun, you identify its noun, put them together. So then menu in all of these places, this is a pronoun as well. So these places, there's more than one correct place. Go looking for its noun. Restaurant, school, cafeteria. So this is the noun and you put your pronoun together. Am I being clear to you? That's your second approach to make pairs, noun and a pronoun combination. Now, there's another approach to make pairs, chronology or a sequence of events. So something happens first, something follows, followed by something. So this is also an approach to make pairs. Then, this is also a good approach, general to specific progression. So this is what it might look like. So you might have a general statement which says something about hydrating fluids. Might say fluids are important or good to hydrate your body. It's important for hydrating your body. And then you might have the next statement that says soups, tea, and water are hydrating fluids. The next statement might narrow it down, telling of these, water is the biggest or the most hydrating of all. And it would go even specific, telling distilled water is the purest form of water. So this is also one way to make pairs. Then this subject, verb, or object, the subject of the first sentence could become, the object of the first sentence could be the subject of the next sentence. So I'll just show you that. So if you look here, so we just saw noun and pronoun combination. So we could say vegetarians do not eat meat or fish in their diet. So we know vegetarian is the subject in the sentence and the object is their diet. Now, if you look at this sentence, this diet, the object of the previous sentence becomes the subject here. So this is also one approach. So restaurants and school cafeterias adapt and amend their menus. So, in the sentence, the subject is restaurants and school cafeteria, adjust and amend is the verb, and their menus is the object. So the object becomes the subject here.
Yeah, I remember this approach sometimes doesn't work well for some example.
None of these are a foolproof method. That's what I was trying. They're just approaches. Having said that, that's what I was going to say. None of these are a foolproof. You solve this, you get it. No, it can't do that. So that's why we only aim at making pairs. We use all these approaches and try and find out at least 1 or 2 correct pairs in our test. That's
so
all
the pair, if I start with menu in all these places and the next one, and I put at the front, the first sentence, I will get the point as well, even if it's not the correct order.
So you said menus in all of these places. That's the first one, and these developments here.
Yeah.
Yes, you would still get 1 point. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Even if you look at restaurants and school, cafeteria, and menus, you would get 2 points here. Your job is only to see that you make 1 pair. Doesn't matter where you place them. All good?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about reorder paragraph. I think we're running short of time, so I'll quickly lead you through fill in the blanks. And then if we have time, we can practice it. If not, maybe. So you're not in the whole week, right?
Sorry?
The whole of this week, you won't be, you will not be in the whole of this week, I think. Okay.
Maybe tomorrow, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get, you have to do what you have to do for livelihood. It's not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, list of words and just pick.
Okay, so for your fill in the blanks, you know that your passage contains blanks, and your blanks have options from where you have to choose. At least 1 or 2 of these options are going to be nonsense options. So try and choose it. Okay, before you go away, please wait. There are a few grammar rules that are quite effective that will help you with your blanks. So give me a minute, I'll stop sharing. Even if you don't practice today, it doesn't matter, but you should go through these grammar rules. They're very important for you. Oh my God, where did I leave it? Reading strategies. Okie doke, found them. Okay, these are your grammar rules. They're very important for you. Take a screen grab or do whatever, but this is important. So while you're solving both your blanks, if there is a blank after 2, if there is 2 and there is a blank just after 2, then the word in the blank is going to be a verb, and this verb is always going to be in its base form or in the V1 form. If there is a blank after 4 or while, soon after 4, and then there is a verb, a blank, soon after while, and then there is a blank, the word in the blank is going to be in the ing form. Okay? If there is a blank after it or which or that, then this verb, it eats its food. So eats is with the S. Then the verb is going to be, when I say plural, I mean it's in the S form, verb with an S. Are you able to understand me?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, if there is any blank after is, am, are, then the verb is going to be in the ing form. Any forms of be, is, are, am, was, and were as well. Why did I not think of it?
Like the continuous present?
Yes, yes.
Displaying, watching.
So it was, I was writing, I am writing. So it's all in the ing form or in the continuous form. Any form of, these are forms of be, or they're called the forms of be. is, am, are, was, and were. Then if the sentence is in the passive voice, then the verb is always going to be in the V3. This is how you understand, because the object will be the first one, or it will always contain have. This sentence will always contain have. So if the sentence contains have, then the verb is always going to be in its past participle form. Are you able to understand me? Is it too confused? Okay. Take a screen grab so that you can get your head around it at whenever you're free.
Yeah.
Then if there is a blank after a, an, or a the, then the word is always a noun. You know that? And you know the vowels and the consonant sounds, right? If a word if there's a blank after an, then the word starts with a vowel sound. So if you've got options in the consonant sounds, you delete that. Okay, so all these will help you to delete your nonsense options and stick to the right ones. Then if there is a blank after be or being, then the verb is going to be in the continuous form or V3 form. And if there is a blank after can, could, may, will, would, shall, should, then it's going to be in the V1 form. Okay, so have, had, has. So this shows that usually the sentence is going to be in the passive voice and it's going to be in the V3 form. So this is your strategy. Skim through the passage just to get an overall idea. Read the passage with a blank. So if while skimming through, what I suggest is read it loudly so that you know what form it's going to be. Read aloud, please. So this is from personal experience that I tell you. Read it aloud so that you understand the tone and you also can predict the form of the word. So if you read it loud, you know, okay, I'm looking for a word in this form, in the ed form or in the ing form. You will know by yourself. So you understand the tone like this, if it's not, and you understand the form of the word that you need. Okay, so that's how you do your fill in the blanks. This will help you to a big extent while solving your blanks. You just need to keep these in mind. It will help you to a great extent.
This one is really important for the reading.
Yes, it's quite important. Yes. So both your fill in the blanks are very, very important for your reading. I don't think we have time to solve blanks. So I'll leave you with this for now. So practice it. Let me know if you get stuck. Send me an email if you have any queries or any doubts, and I'll see what I can do, okay? All right then, have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you.
See you.